Well, I don't really know how to justify the fact that I'm doing more Power Washer Sim. Uh, like I don't know if I necessarily can justify the fact that I'm doing more Power Washer Sim. If I'm being entirely honest. I I'm sure it's probably getting boring, but I don't care. We're gonna play more Power Washer Simulator, and we're gonna listen to music, and you don't want to be here for that? Well, who asked you, man? Anyway, here is more of this goddamn stream-safe video game music, because it's quite literally the only thing that I can listen to on stream. Sorry, we've had a steady reputational rise? Why? Sorry, they want me to deep clean the subway because it has artistic merit, apparently. I wasn't reading that description of the job too terribly closely. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. I would love some statistics on the railroad system. It seems like it was literally just reopened like 2 days ago, if I'm being honest. And I'm not going to take entirely credit for that, because I know at least some of that is the active volcano that people are coming to see. But, you know, some of the increased tourism, I think, is probably because of my efforts to beautify the town through power washing, you know? So, you know, if there's any merchandising opportunities that arise from, you know, the reopening of this subway platform, I'd really appreciate if you could, just keep me appraised, you know? Because otherwise, I'd have to resort to, I don't know, unpower washing all of your shit. I don't think anyone would enjoy that. I could. It's entirely possible for me to undo all of my hard work, and it would be so much quicker than it took for me to clean it. Do the people of Muckingham know the kind of power that I possess? How could they, honestly? How could anyone understand the power of a fully operational pressure washer? Anyway, we have all the attachments for this thing, right? Yeah, we're not gonna buy the filthy and blasphemous soap nozzle. So we're just waiting to get $1,200 for a new goddamn attachment. It's good to know we're not being ripped off, you know? Gotta say, there's a lot of graffiti in this subway. Like, more than I would expect from a town like Muckingham, if I'm being completely honest. It doesn't seem like a town with a particularly active graffiti scene, you know? I can't say that the British town of Muckingham, built by Britain's only active volcano, has a flourishing teenage ruffian population. But who knows, I might be wrong. As we've speculated in the past, it could very well just be volcanic gases driving the local youths to madness. I'd say that's as reasonable as anything else. I'm not sure if underground is the safest or least safe place to be with all of the seismic activity coming from the mayor, though. Him splitting town would suggest that something bad is going to happen sooner rather than later. And I'm not sure if you want to be underground during volcano troubles. Like, I actually genuinely don't know where you want to be when there is a volcano threatening you. I've never been immediately threatened by a volcano, so it's never been all that relevant, you know? I guess if the volcano erupts, I could just fight it off with my power washer. Like, I can only assume that that's going to be the actual final level of Power Washer Simulator. We find the mayor being held captive by, like, magma beasts at the local volcano, and we have to save the mayor from magma beasts, and in doing so, we, you know, earn the right to become mayor. Pretty sure that's how it works. Now this is, I think, part of the levels where we start getting into the invisible grime stains that I always miss and frustrate my efforts to actually complete the level quickly. I won't be able to tell what exactly is a water stain and what's actually, like, the last 2 pixels of gunk left on a surface. Alright, so I think that sign is where this particular block of platform ceiling becomes a different block of platform ceiling. I'm trying to figure out if it is currently raining outside of my place of streaming. There are things pelting against my window, or if that was in fact something edited into the lo-fi remix of The Oath to Order currently blasting its way into my ears. I think that's in my music track. I hope that's in my music track, otherwise I'm being haunted by a low rumbling noise. Which, you know, is not impossible. There's plenty of diseases that make it so that you're haunted by a low rumbling noise. I just didn't think I could get any of them, you know? Maybe it's just the ambient sounds of Muckingham, and it's the first time I've actually bothered to notice any of them. I usually can't hear the ambient noises of the townsfolk underneath the powerful whoosh of my gas-powered pressure washer. I don't know how you managed to get a subway station looking this disgusting, though. Like, did Muckingham run on coal-powered trains before we reopened this platform? Because, like, this is a level of grimy. I'd expect they're feeding, like, 12, maybe 13 orphans an hour into the train engines in order to get it this sooty and nasty. It's the real orphan bones kind of smoke, you know? gotta say, I would actually like that extra long attachment for doing this ceiling. It's kind of at a weird distance from my character for me to actually clean a lot of this crap off. Just another great game design decision on the part of the developers of this game, in my opinion. Just clicking right-click toggles the pressure washer to permanently on. Because if I had to hold left mouse click this whole time, the game wouldn't be fun. It would be the opposite of fun, actually. Painful and miserable is what the game would be in that case. So that was a really good day one design choice they made to give us a toggle for the power washer. And you know, they weren't the kind of annoying where they made that toggle like an upgrade you had to buy for realism's sake, you know? Go to the pressure washer upgrade store and get a rubber band so you can rubber band the trigger into place as an upgrade. I'm sure some people out there would find that cute and engaging. I would not. See, again, this is the level where we start getting these sorts of invisible patches of grime that I'm really bad at actually seeing. I would have called this wall basically clean by now. I guess it's a good thing they give me my goddamn dirt locating superpower in this game. Now I'm just confused as to why I'm not getting the ding off of this wall. You know, the Lava Reef music is in fact the level of intense that I would need for what's going on right now, because this is actually starting to vex me. Where on this wall could possibly still be dirty? There we go. That felt like it took way longer than it should have. Now the other half. And this is only half of one half. I love my power washing job. It makes me feel so normal. Alright, get rid of all of the graffiti like the mayor requested. I can't believe that they would acknowledge the artistic merit of the graffiti and then tell me to get rid of it in the exact same text. People in this town really have no texting etiquette. Especially not when they're talking to the fucking Dirt Finder General. You know? think that cut as clean of a line as I wanted it to. But I'm gonna keep pretending like it did. Wait, I've had another level of extension this whole time I just haven't been using. Maybe I'm not a professional after all. Maybe I don't deserve the title of Dirt Finder General, you know? I was just given that name. I don't know if I necessarily earned it. Especially not with that performance just now. A lot of surface area in this level. I'm not entirely sure I can clean it any more efficiently than I am. Do I still have enough pressure even with the stubby gun to actually clean this? Oh, huh. I actually do. Never mind. It's not always easy to tell what will leave behind like weird phantom residues that aren't actually considered clean by the game. So I'm always wary to take off any of my extensions, even if it does let me actually cover more area as I'm cleaning. Especially when you have oil stains showing up in these levels now. Forgot about those completely. Tempted to stare at the progress bar in the top left, and I don't want to do that because I feel like it removes some of the enjoyment of the game a little bit when I'm just purely relying on the progress bar as an indicator of progress. But I also feel like I'm not getting anything done unless I'm seeing the actual progress bars just jump down by leaps and bounds. You know? Not actually making any real progress until the box is properly ticked off the checklist. Anything less than that is no progress at all. How do you get mud on the train tracks? I was under the impression that trains are pretty clean when it comes to how they run on tracks. I don't know what kind of trains they have in Muckingham. I guess the weird kind. Just like the people in Muckingham. They got the weird kind of people. Say of all of the like 900 remixes of the Marble Zone theme that I've heard so far, this is one of the better ones that I've had the privilege of enjoying. I'm still mildly losing my mind every time I hear the Marble Zone theme, but not much you can do about that. Gotta roll with the punches as far as that goes. It's either that or have no music at all, which would probably lead to more grievous sanity loss than the Marble Garden theme, if I'm being honest. Are any of these rails electric? I feel like the Minister of Transportation didn't actually, you know, let me know if any of these rails were dangerous to touch or not. So I'm just gonna hope that none of these rails are live. Because, you know, in real space, I can absorb thousands of volts of electricity, but I don't think they know that in Power Washing Simulator. I'm pretty sure electricity is bad for me in Power Washing Simulator. Just getting a lot of Sonic music this time around. I'm not quite sure why. This is technically a 12-hour-long playlist, but the only thing they ever seem to want to give me is Sonic music. Sonic music and bug snacks. Maybe it's a sign. At least they're choosing, like, the okay Sonic music. I would hate to hear someone, like, edgy, updated dubstep take on the Shadow the Hedgehog theme. Mostly because I don't think you can update that theme to be any edgier or cooler. He is all that he is. I don't know what that means, but it was really cool when I was a little kid to hear the Shadow the Hedgehog theme. And I'm tired of pretending that Shadow the Hedgehog isn't cool. Shadow the Hedgehog is very cool. I feel like you guys should probably take the boards down before opening day, though. The train's not going to work so good if there are boards in the way. That's one thing I can tell you for sure. Trains really, really hate it when there is stuff in the way of them when they are trying to go. That is Trains 101. Not sure where that oil is going to be going, considering we're not using soap, but, you know, I'm sure the Dirt Finder General knows. This is definitely one of those remixes where the drop does not enhance the song, I have to say. They're really, they're really trying to make something happen with this, this sort of mashup remix, but, it's just not working on me. Kinda made me sleepy, if I'm being honest. It's been a while since a dubstep drop has made me sleepy. Alright, now we have some Shovel Knight music. Okay. You haven't immediately ruined the Shovel Knight music, which is exciting. I take that back. You didn't need to do this, the Shovel Knight. Was the Shovel Knight soundtrack, like, just not good enough as it was? You had to add drops and kick drums to it? Really? You're gonna tell me that Shovel Knight didn't have a good enough soundtrack? That you needed to somehow improve Shovel Knight? Come on, man. I can't believe you. This kind of behavior is unacceptable. You know what? I'm passing a new law for the Yakovian Empire. EDM music is now banned. Yeah, electronic dance music, banned. If you play it, if you listen to it, if you think about it, we're gonna launch you out the goddamn airlock because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of techno music, thinking they can do songs from games that I like better. Unless this is some elaborate ploy to get around copyright by having it be like a sick pop remix, you know? I have no sympathy for this behavior. Well, you better be psychic, Franny, because otherwise you're a real presumptive jerk. Over 16 million bricks, huh? I bet I could count them if I wanted to take the time to do so. But however, my life is finite. 2,000 miles into the Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, but how would you get trains out of the station if you did that? Wow, only a tantalizing 200,000 miles short of the moon. I have no idea if those numbers are right. I'm not an astronomy drone, so I don't know the distance between Earth and the moon. It's probably a pretty long way, though, if I had to guess. Alright, finally got that floor done. Now for this goddamn wall. Why is it always the wide, flat surfaces that I inexplicably have buckets of trouble with? I don't understand this game sometimes. I'm beginning to wonder if Spotify's randomizer algorithm has a really practical cap, like a couple hundred songs or something, and the music that I'm going to get for any given stream is actually determined by where in the 12-hour playlist I end up actually, you know, starting our musical romp. I don't have any hard evidence for this being the case, but it's definitely beginning to feel that way the more of these streams I do. Because we tend to develop running themes of music, like Sonic or Bugsnax. Sometimes it's Eastward, a game that I still have not actually played. Wonder how much mold I've inhaled doing this power washing job. Pretty sure mold is bad for humans to put inside their lungs. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Dirt Finder General is probably going to want to have to. Wow, that sure was a sentence. The Dirt Finder General should probably get some antifungals after they finish up, I don't know, this week's work. After they get out of town before the obvious and inevitable volcanic eruption. Actually not sure what our game plan is to get out of here, now that I'm saying that out loud. I'm not sure we have a game plan to get out of here, which is also worrying. This town's definitely gonna be buried in a week. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Alright, now we're getting into some real quality stuff. Acapella medleys of Wind Waker music. Now this is stuff I can relate to. Wind Waker was my Zelda game of choice as a youngin'. I'm sure I've already talked about this on stream and how literally the way that I waved goodbye to people was influenced by Wind Waker as a young child, but it bears repeating. Wind Waker is a very good game, and it's weird in a lot of ways that I think modern games aren't allowed to be. And I think a lot of the bad parts do play into that sort of myth. Not to be, you know, cliche and be like, oh, the bad parts of the thing that I like make it better. But I think stuff like the Triforce hunting and the Triforce barrier and all of that stuff kind of add to the overall legend, you know? Like, I think it's incredible that it took decades for them to figure out how to skip the Triforce barrier in Wind Waker. Which, you know, that's not really a glitch that I can do justice to, like the sort of work that went into cracking, because I'm not sure of all the details myself, but if you want an interesting glitch hunt read, looking into the Wind Waker Hyrule barrier skip glitch is definitely, you know, it'll keep you occupied for a couple afternoons, let's put it that way. Seeing people actually pull it off at speedrunning events now is still wild, though. Because, you know, when I was a young pup, that was one of those things that was a someday goal, you know? And whoever figured out how to skip the Hyrule barrier was going to be a god among men forever. And now it's just something that speedrunners can do. They know how to do. Sure, it takes like several pixel-perfect setups that apparently if you do them on the wrong TV, it makes them harder, but whatever. I will say, this is also a remix that I'm less inclined to complain about because there is just sort of an element of goofiness to it that I feel like was not retained by a lot of the other remixes we've heard so far. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was. Maybe it's just because I naturally feel that a cappella is a little silly in a very fun way. But I will say I enjoyed the Smooth McGroove Game Chops collaborations that are on this playlist a lot more than the pure dubstep Zelda bullshit, you know? Oh wow, is that an advertisement for the Helter Skelter? Huh. New for 84. He's really been clinging on to that thing for like 40 years, huh? That's, This advertisement actually makes Kevin deeply sad instead of a helter-skelter pervert, in my opinion. Wow. I don't know if I would go so far as to apologize to Kevin for all that he put me through, but I understand Kevin a bit better now, I think. That's really all any of us can ask for, is a better understanding of Kevin Bernard and his pervert's helter-skelter. Once again, this is not necessarily a song that I feel is serviced by the techno remixes. Oh hey, it's an advertisement for that that one buddy comedy car movie that the movie star Esther starred in. Why is this subway so full of lore? Is the next poster we uncover gonna be like a history of Muckingham's incredibly active volcanoes? We've known the volcano's been a problem since 1984. That would be a little on the nose, but I wouldn't put it past the game, you know? This barely resembles Chemical Plant anymore, if I'm being honest. Zero out of 10 Chemical Plant remix. The only thing that this Chemical Plant remix has done for me is literally physically make me thirsty. Okay, and immediately back into the Smooth McGroove collaborations as if some sort of dark Mario-themed god heard my pleas. more advertisements over here. I would love more weird advertisements. Maybe an advertisement that's proclaiming the Ferris wheel way cooler than the Helter Skelter in every way. That would feel thematically appropriate. You know, I don't mean to be too hard on Kevin, but he really didn't win any points for himself by giving me a numerical rating, you know? There's a reason my power washing business isn't on Yelp. That's all I'm saying. They don't want your goddamn numerical ratings. They don't help me. Because what you think is a 2 out of 10 and what I think is a 2 out of 10 are vastly different things. The fact that everyone gets out of these power washing jobs alive means that I have an automatic 5 out of 10 minimum. Yeah, no, power washing's messed up where I come from. You didn't even know. You didn't even know how scary power washing could really be. You thought it was some easy thing, and then I've just come out of nowhere talking about a body count. Yeah, you didn't know that it was expected for power washing to have a body count, huh? Not only is it expected, it's encouraged. I show extreme restraint. I follow the way of justice instead of the way of blood when it comes to my power washer. I could easily lower my restraint level even 1%, and there would be mountains of gore all around us. Oh boy. Jeff Jefferson... the 12th, huh? So, how long has Jeff Jefferson the 13th been the mayor? Jeff Jefferson has no intention of getting on his expensive tailored knees and cleaning the city, according to this advertisement. Or at least according to the fine print of this advertisement. Caldera City seems like a pretty bad name for a town right next to an active volcano, I must be honest. That seems like one of those tempting fate things again. And you know, the longer I sit here, the longer I realize that I haven't drank anything in hours. I should probably fix that. The beverage of this stream is water. Whether you're drinking it from the power washer or from the jug, drink more of it. You're probably dehydrated. And like Popeye fucking shotgunning a can of spinach, this liquid-based life form is re-energized and reinvigorated by cool, crisp water. We should probably get some nepotism laws in Muckingham, though. It seems wrong to me that Jeff Jefferson and his family have been mayor for as long as they have been. I'll be honest, that ad there doesn't mean much to me. I don't follow the Muckingham racing scene. Though I can't imagine it's probably all that safe given the seismic activity. Actually, no. That's not fair. The seismic activity only started with the current mayor, so they were probably fine. I don't know why I say that as if seismic activity has like a heavy bearing on whether or not NASCAR is able to run. Like there's going to be a freak earthquake in the middle of the NASCAR race and just destroy all of the goddamn cars. You know, I'd almost forgotten that I had the rest of the platform left to clean until I turned around. Funny how that works. You guys should probably check the electronics on these signaling lights before you actually try and use them. I have a feeling they're going to comedically fail at a really inopportune time. I don't know why. That just seems like the kind of thing that fate would make happen, you know? A lot of rust on what I'm pretty sure is supposed to be concrete. I don't know how they managed that one. Or I guess maybe the subway platforms in Muckingham are legitimately made out of goddamn metal. Which seems pretty rough. They've usually been made out of concrete most places I go. I don't understand why the tunnel floor is bifurcated, but the platform ledge is not. I'm pretty sure the first time I played this level, that confused the hell out of me for almost a full half hour. Just because my brain at the time was completely turned off because it was pretty late. I just kept re-scrubbing the same areas, not seeing the enormous patch of very obvious dirt that was like a little bit down the ways. Because I didn't expect for the platform to be all one bar. I expected it to be two discrete bars like the floor had been. Completely my entire fault, but it's a weird consistency thing that I've noticed. And I think it probably has to do, like, with how the actual levels are built. They probably don't build them in the order that my intuition sort of puts them together, you know? It's not like I can blame the game devs for that. Well, I could, but I'd be a prick if I did. You have to review the game that they wanted to make, not the game that you wanted them to make. That's always important. Never forget that. Mario Galaxy had some pretty okay music. It's weird because, like, I feel like Mario Galaxy 2 is probably the more technically proficient of them. But the one that everyone has a weird nostalgia for is Mario Galaxy 1. And I have to wonder if that's just because Mario Galaxy was a Wii launch title, or if because a lot of people just happened to be in the right place at the right time when Mario Galaxy 1 came out. Was it legitimately just Rosalina? Was it Rosalina that carried that game into people's memories for the rest of time? Because I still remember who Rosalina is. I couldn't tell you the name of the Luma from the second game who pilots Mario's head spaceship. You know, the head spaceship that every person should have. It is a spaceship that looks like their head. I don't remember if they explain it either. And, you know, Mario Galaxy 2 had Yoshi too. But I don't think about Mario Galaxy 2 all that often. I think about Mario Galaxy 1 very often, you know? And I simply don't know why. You know, if all it takes to become mayor in this town is cleaning up the city, I should, by the end of this game, be elected mayor. So I guess we'll see what happens once we obviously find Ulysses, first of all, usher in spring, and, I don't know, hunt the current mayor down. I'm not, in fact, going to tell people that he went by car. I'm not a fool. I remember these tile floors being particularly guilty of the, like, ghost gunk problem, where it's very hard for me to actually tell where the last few, like, droplets of grime are. And it's looking like I wasn't misremembering that. Okay, now where could I actually possibly still be missing on this floor? I'm being punked? Pranked, perhaps? Fooled by the Joker's trick? There we go. God damn, that took forever. This is where we start getting into the levels that are real long hauls. I completely forgot. This is where the levels start to get real fucking make or break crunchy length. again, I fluctuate between being very grateful that I can't hear the sound of grime hitting my visor and kind of sad that I can't hear the sound of grime hitting my visor. Is the realism worth the nausea? I can't say it necessarily would be, but it depends on how full my stomach is any given morning that I stream this game, you know? Wilberforce thrust? Wait a second. Yeah, Jeff Jefferson X passed away the very self-same day from an incident related to the station's substandard construction. You know, something tells me that the thrust that I cleaned off the private laser jet for and the thrust that killed old Jeff Jefferson X, I think they might somehow be related to one another. If not quite literally, then perhaps just spiritually, you know? Buckingham's got some interesting ties to big business, I must say. Somehow I have a feeling the interesting ties to big business have only gotten worse since the time of Jeff Jefferson X. You know, it's just one of those strange feelings that I get as a power washer. I get all sorts of, you know, intuitive feelings and sort of strange vibes that allow me to, like, solve mysteries and find dirt. And, yeah, something just tells me that William Thrust's family has been blowing people up in this part of town with lasers for decades. Possibly centuries. If not with lasers, then, you know, with cannons. Next best thing. The graffiti on this level isn't really any of the Easter egg type graffiti so far, where there's like a funny gnome in the spray paint, and it's just like more generic textures. Because I'd feel really bad if I was just going through with a professional grade power washer and scouring off like a bunch of Easter eggs before I had the chance to actually see them. But it would also mean I'd have to clean every single surface twice. again, we get the phantom grime issues. That wall was a perfect example. I do wish that was a little less prevalent at later levels of this game. More Pokemon music that I plainly don't recognize. Quite a lot of that on these playlists. I should probably play more Pokemon than I have. Well, I appreciate their sampling of the original game in this song, if nothing else. Not sure how I feel about the rest of it. A lot of the stream safe music is starting to run together at this point, if I'm being honest with you all. By no fault of the composers, it's just there's been a lot of it, you know? You know, there is part of me that is kind of stuck here thinking about how I could be playing Monster Hunter right now. And usually, you know, those aren't thoughts that I have because Monster Hunter at this point is more of a job for me than any job simulator could possibly be. But I am now wondering, as a result of that, what would happen if you took a pressure washer to a Teostra? Because they're covered in, like, explosive scales, so they're not necessarily the most flammable thing around. But they're also, you know, constantly letting off flames, and they've got that whole epithet of, like, the Emperor of Flame. So I'm wondering, like, pressure washer versus Teostra fight, who actually wins that altercation? Because I'm gonna put my money on the pressure washer. I think a gas-powered pressure washer probably pretty similar to a light bowgun. Then again, I say that based on basically nothing. Just a feeling that I have, you know? Based on the extreme little that I know about pressure washers and how dangerous they are. And the very much that I know about Teostra. Okay, what am I... Again, with the Phantom Grime. Come on now. I hope you all understand what I'm complaining about now with the fucking Phantom Grime issues. I don't think it gets any better from this level either, so just get prepared for a lot of me running around swearing, trying to get the last little bits of grime out of a level. That's gonna be a lot more common than you'd think. Especially as they introduce fucking oil as a hazard to levels. Which is really just not what power washers are meant to be cleaning, I don't think. You know, in real life they would use soap and cleaning solutions, but I think even with soap and cleaning solutions, they're not really meant to be cleaning up grease. You know? Just doesn't seem like the right application of water to clean up oil. Call me crazy. More dubious rust removal. I'm sure the walkway will be fine after this. And if it's not, you know, it's not like I'm the guy who has to replace it, so whoever is the guy who has to replace it, I'm sure we'll get a sweet paycheck out of it. Sorry, did I miss part of this metal grate somewhere along the way? Why is it acting like I missed a massive chunk of it? Metal platform floor. You alright? Is there a reason why you're not seeing fit to, say you're finished? Okay, sure. I guess that one particular little schmutz of an area wasn't cleaned. Whatever you say. You can understand now why I was so surprised in some of the earlier levels about how forgiving the autocomplete was. Because there were all visible chunks of dirt left and, like, things were auto-completing. And then we get to here and, like... Come on, man. I know the game's supposed to get harder the longer you play it as a general principle, but... Feels like you're maybe going a little overboard with some of the invisible dirt. Come on. Other gate. Make the noise. Make the noise. Yeah. I didn't even have to get that loud this time. More chemical plant zone, huh? This is, I guess this is one of those songs like Carousel of Life that people just have a real fucking fetish for. They just gotta remix it, huh? like, I sort of understand a little bit. The chemical plant zone, like, it's a good theme. But come on, guys. Like, how many times does the same one guy have to remix Chemical Plant Zone is what I really want to know. Like, when is enough enough, and when do you say I have made my magnum opus, you know? No more Chemical Plant Zone, we don't need to cover Chemical Plant Zone anymore. I've done it. I've perfected it. The ultimate Chemical Plant Zone theme. It's over, you know? You're only torturing yourself striving for unachievable perfection, you know? Also, these benches are just a pain to clean because they've got really small spokes in the legs. I remember these benches, I took almost like 10 minutes to actually get clean when I first ran through this level. There's something about them, my brain just turned off the second I had to clean them. Now I can get them in less than, you know, 10 frickin' minutes, but... still a little embarrassing to think about, I must admit. You know, that time I got my ass kicked by a bench? Hardest enemy in the game, 10 out of 10. See? I'm being vexed by the bench again. I was talking just now about how I am no longer vexed by the bench. And now I've revealed to you all that that was a fucking lie, because once again I am vexed by the bench. What's happening to me? I'm a supercomputer. I was just confused by a bench. For multiple minutes. I don't know why, it's just supremely satisfying to occasionally just walk a nice long stripe through a bunch of muck. Just to actually, like, make a large amount of meaningful progress instead of constantly scraping for fucking phantom mud that may or may not actually be there. don't know why Gub is running garbage trucks through the corridors of the ship again. I'm sorry if you can hear that. She really likes garbage trucks. I'm not sure why. I'm not gonna tell her she can't run them because she's so happy when she plays with the monster trucks. Fumarole, Scoria, La Harlem, Caldera City, Basaltimore, Washingham, Bucketon, Spongely, Lubri City. Okay. I guess it makes sense that Muckingham is as grotty as it is, considering we're connected, apparently, by both subway and just geographic proximity to an active volcano. Caldera City, I would say, seems to take active joy in the fact that they are right next to a deadly active volcano. I don't know if that would inspire city pride in me so much, but you know, to each their own. The underside of the info box is where all the true gunk resides. This is the most unrecognized the Sonic music has ever been. I don't think I've ever even heard of the Sonic game that this comes from. Spotify would suggest that it's from Sonic, but it couldn't possibly be from Sonic Adventure because the only song from Sonic Adventure is City Escape. There are no other songs on the Sonic Adventure soundtrack. It's just City Escape. And speaking of escaping the city, now that we're at exactly halfway through the historic Muckingham subway station, I think that's where I'm going to call the stream for the day. Just a short one this morning. I hope you all have a wonderful day.